Welcome. You with NesBeatz. Got what I'm saying? I've been inspired by 808 Mafia to lay some beats, let you hear what I'm doing. I'm also seeing the 804 host, seeing 804, seeing VA. You got what I'm saying? And yeah, I rap over my own beats. You got what I'm saying? I'm a person that I'm not gonna wait on you to do something for me. I'm a person that I don't have a lot of income, and I'm not going to beg you or try to owe you for something that I feel could get me to the next level. You got what I'm saying? I'm basically a person that's creative. I just don't have the right resources to push myself ahead. And I say this to you again, I'm probably the most hated person in the world. You got what I'm saying? So when you have that on you, yeah, they're gonna be every boundary pushed. They're gonna be every red tape pushed, and I love it. You got what I'm saying? I love it. I really do. It's a lot I don't have to go through, and I'm not one to kiss ass. But anyway, this the door I work in. Let's get that straight. Can you see that? That's the door I work in. Studio One. I've been working in Studio One as they say December the 2nd, 2014. You got what I'm saying? Honestly, it'd probably be a little longer than that because this is like Studio 2 that I work in. I don't have 6, I don't have 7, I don't have 3, I don't have 4, I don't have 5. I bought Studio 1, I bought Studio 2, and honestly, I started off with Studio 1 artists, and I just upgraded things. You got what I'm saying? And I love this program. I really do. I love it. You got what I'm saying? It's a very good program. I dislike the fact that it's raw data. You feel what I'm saying? It's very raw. You have to do a lot of tuning. You have to do a lot of transposing. You got what I'm saying? But another thing about me, I don't like working in samples. You feel what I'm saying? I don't like working in audio samples. I like working in MIDI because it's easier for me. You feel what I'm saying? I've had probably a good 3 keyboards. Can you? Yeah, probably a good 3 keyboards doing this musical journey, doing this creative journey. You got what I'm saying? This is probably the smallest one I've obtained. Well, this is the second smallest one I've obtained because I had a Akaya, AKAI, yeah. The USB cord went a little dead. You got what I'm saying? So out the window that went. You got what I'm saying? Out the window. For real, out the window, down the trash chute. Anyway, anywho. I used to have them big keyboards, you know what I mean? And I'm not very good, playing a keyboard. You feel what I'm saying? But I know what I want to hear. And I'm glad that these software programs have the capability of you writing things in. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's where the magic, the creativity is really there, to be honest with you, instead of playing these keys. You feel what I'm saying? Because see, if you can write it in and make it sound human playing, you feel what I'm saying? Make it sound like a human playing, you got a good ear. A very good ear. You get what I'm saying? Most of these studios, you go in there and they producing these beats, they making these beats. If you really sit and listen, every instrument is not on the same tempo. Every instrument is not, there are some that's a little offset. You feel what I'm saying? To make it, it has that human feel to it. You get what I'm saying? So I say this to you once again, you know what I mean? Like I said, you with NesBeatz. I'm seeing the 804 host. I'm seeing 804. I'm seeing VA. And like I said, I'm going to cook up this beat. You know what I mean? I'm going to take it from scratch. I'm going to just cook up something. And I say this to you, you know what I mean? If it come out to be something that I really love, you get what I'm saying? I really love. Yeah, you may hear a little freestyling on here. You may hear me freestyle a little bit. I'm telling you. You got what I'm saying. I'm gonna name this Cook Up Saturday. And I'm gonna run my tempo, my BPM around a 146. I like that. That is a little slow because I work in double time. You got what I'm saying? It is a little slow. So really, that's like a 73. You feel what I'm saying? It's probably like a 73 in straight time. You got what I'm saying? But yeah, probably a 73. But let's go. Let's get into this. You got what I'm saying? Let's really get into this. As you can see, this is my beat template. You got what I'm saying? And honestly, I'm in the wrong template. You feel me? Yeah, I'm in the wrong template. So let me go here. Yeah, I was in this one, beat final mix. This where I need to be in. No, this where I need to be in. No. There we go, right here. So let's put this up to a 146. And let's make the title Cooking Up Saturday. And as you see, you know what I mean, my template, I have all stock plugins. Well, S1 drum kit isn't a stock. Drop Zone isn't a stock, and Triangle 2 isn't a stock. But you see Cakewalk right there, right? You see that, right? Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'll show it to you when I click the board up again. But what this about, I'm gonna show you how I do these beats. You got what I'm saying? If there's people out there that don't get it, don't understand it, you got what I'm saying? Yes, I make my own beats. I don't have time to wait for nobody else to do nothing for me. Nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Nothing at all. And I don't have a lot of financial resources to pay people to do stuff for me. And honestly, the way some of y'all handle people, you feel what I'm saying? Handle people, I wouldn't pay you to do nothing for me. But anyway, let me take you down this, if you can see it. This is a drum kit I work in. You feel what I'm saying? Well, not a drum kit. This is a kit that I've made for myself. You see, that's a song I made, right? That's the MIDI files to it. These are all the MIDI files I've made since I've been producing, making beats. You feel me? I'm like close to 800. You feel what I'm saying? 800 beats I've made. You see right there, Cooking Hope Rematch. Y'all have heard that, right? That's the MIDI file to it. Bloom Up coming soon. Sinfella coming soon. And you see History, My Love, Night Falls, Praying to the Dead, Time Gone, When It Comes, It Comes. You got what I'm saying? And a lot of my beats I've made, songs that I've put out on these platforms, you know what I mean? I still have the MIDI kits. You feel what I'm saying? I still have the whole arrangement. You feel what I'm saying? I have it from a MIDI to an audio file to stem files to a mastering file. You feel what I'm saying? I have all that. You gotta keep all that stuff. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I say, you know what I mean? Things took me so long to make a presentation, to make some noise, because I went and learned the business. You feel what I'm saying? I went and learned the business. Learn the business. And then, you got what I'm saying? And then, put the music out. You feel what I'm saying? Because see, if you don't learn the business, you end up owing them for a creation you made that you should get 100% royalties from. You feel what I'm saying? Do y'all really get me out there? Cool. Look, I don't know how this beat gonna start off, right? You got what I'm saying? But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into these MIDI files. You feel me? And I'm gonna figure out what chords or what patterns I want to use. But first, you got what I'm saying? We're gonna go into Studio One, stock plug-in Personas, and I'm gonna look for. I'm gonna go into my files, and I'm gonna look for my what are they called? Sound fonts. I'm gonna look for my sound fonts, and for some reason this year, 2025, you know what I mean, I said to myself, I really don't want no piano sounds and no beats I'm making. You know, I'm working on an album, but I don't want no piano sounds and none of these beats I'm making. I want to take it back to Georgia when it was all horns. You feel what I'm saying? And I do put some horns, you know, here and there, but I'm working with a lot of what are they? Leads, synths, and guitars. You feel what I'm saying? Leads, synths, and guitars. You feel what I'm saying? So like I said, I'm in my sound font, and yeah, pads also. I work with a lot of pads. What I'm gonna do to get something going real quick, I'm gonna open up my guitar sound fonts, and I'm gonna look for just a regular old acoustic guitar. You feel what I'm saying? Just a regular old acoustic guitar, and I'm gonna load that in, and it already have a reverb. You got what I'm saying? It already have a reverb set on it. I really don't like the make beats and reverbs. I don't. You got what I'm saying? I really don't. I like a raw sound. And when I'm into my editing, you feel what I'm saying? When I'm into my editing and structuring is when I try to add effects to it. You feel what I'm saying? But that's loaded. And what I need to do is get back into my MIDI files. That's an acoustic guitar, right? You can hear that, right? Alright, let me get back into my MIDI files. This may be a file I use. I don't know. You know what I mean? I load them and I see do they make sense. They don't make a whole lot of sense to me starting off. You know, I want something basically a little bit more fluent, a little bit more full. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Let me do one more thing before I get started. Let me put this in a C chromatic, and let me turn my scale on. And let me look for, yeah, we in a C major. It said best chords. And I'm gonna go with a dark hip hop trap chord. You feel me? Well, I say this to you, I've done that. I've used that one. Cause that one go like this. We know now, war on the way now. Yeah, I used that. Yeah, I've used that. Let me go somewhere else. I'm going my best chords. I'm gonna go back into another dark hip hop trap chord. Sounding almost the same, right? So that's something that's probably has doubled in my files that I probably need to go through, you know, delete them. Cause I duplicate my files. You got what I'm saying? I really do. Let's try this, you know what I mean? like the melody, and honestly, it is a melody chord. I just don't. I mean, it is a melody MIDI file. I just don't like the fact. Okay, the chords coming up next. So let's loop this and let's see what this really gonna sound like then. Cause see, that's what I really look for first, a nice chord. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna chop this in half. I'm gonna take the first part. Now I'm gonna take the beginning part. First I'm gonna quantize them. Then I'm gonna quantize the end of them. And now I'm gonna slide that back so it fit right. You know what I mean? So it fit right in the loop. Now this is what I'm gonna work with. Get the chord. You get the chord now. I like that chord. You feel me? I do. Now, let me figure this out right quick, because I don't like that piano sound. I mean, that guitar sound, for real. So I might change this into, let's figure this right quick. Let me see what a pad will sound like on that chord. Well, I'm gonna go into Dream Pad, because this particular file, particular file have so many other sounds in it, like pianos and stuff like that. So I'm gonna just start with a Dream Pad and see what that sound like on that chord. I like that. I do. I like that. Now let me go into my mixing board and let me go into my mixing board and change some things up, because I posted Ben did it, but I haven't done it yet. But I need to click off some stuff, and so that when I record the file, it will record. You feel what I'm saying? Right now, the way I have it set up, if I record, it's going to show nothing. It's going to record. It's going to show that I'm recording, but there's nothing that's going to come out. You're going to hear the sound, but there's nothing that really is going to be shown that it's been recorded as an audio file. Well, transformed into an audio file. Let me do this right quick. Where we at? Where are we at? Is it this one? No, it's this one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. You got it? You got it? You understand me? Just stick with me. You know what I mean? Stick with me. You know, I'm not gonna say that I'm the best teacher out here, but you know, for you artists that's beginning, for you artists that's beginning, for you producers that's beginning, you know what I mean? It's something you can learn. For you producers that are legends, that don't get me, that don't understand me, it's something you can learn. You can learn not to ever go against me. But you see what I'm doing? And you see what I'm talking about down here, right? You see I had this I had that clicked on where that this FX mixer controls the volume. You get what I'm saying? And you see I had this on 0, right? Cool. So when I'm making a beat, I have to take this, bring it back up to 0. And the reason I done it that way is so that you see the effects, right? You see the effects I use. I can always change the EQ up to each instrument I'm using, but I can have just these 3 effects, you know, going into every instrument. You feel what I'm saying? I don't have to have it on each instrument mixer. You feel what I'm saying? So what we're using is a pad, and what I'm gonna do is go in here, look for a pad. You know what I mean? I have an EQ set up already for a pad, and where is that? You know, it's a shame I have to go through and do this all the time. It is, you know. There we go, 2019 pad. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is turn the gain down, which is the mid, right? LMF. I'm gonna turn that down to 0. Matter of fact, I don't have to turn it down. I just, cut it off. Now you see what just happened, right? Cool. Now I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. I'm gonna take this to a -5 and get the right volume before I proceed. That's a little better. That's a little better. Alright, now what I'm gonna do is bring that to a 48. Click off there. Click off there. Close that up a little bit. You get it? You get what I'm doing? I don't need that dark sound at a high pitch. You feel me? I don't need it at a high pitch. So if I take the low end, bring it in, it decreases the volume for one, and it take that high pitch off the low end. You feel what I'm saying? See that high pitch sound I need for that guitar or that string that I want at a high pitch. You feel what I'm saying? Alright, so come on, let's roll. Like I say, I like the chord. So now what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna show this to you. You got what I'm saying? So you can see it. Now we on Personas. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna right click, and I'm gonna do transform to audio track. You see that? Now they give you options. You know, I can remove that instrument if I'm done with it, but I can preserve it if I need it again, which I do need it again, and it's clicked. You know, you see it's checked. Render instruments mean that the effects that I put on it will be in the audio file. You feel what I'm saying? Read it. Render, insert effects to audio. If disengaged, inserts are kept for real-time processing and automation. You feel what I'm saying? All right. So what I'm going to do, okay, and you're going to see it transform to an audio track. You see that? So what I do from there, I take it, I put it down here, I throw it in an instrument folder, I put some color on it, I label it as a lead, pad, guitar, whatever it may be. And what I do is go back up here, I transform that back into an instrument track, and look at the magic. You see that? You really see that, right? I'm gonna mute that, and You get how I cook it up. You understand how I cook it up? Now I got one question to ask you. For you producers, for you rappers, you get what I'm saying? For you producers, for you rappers, for you R&B singers, have I stolen anything from you? Have I taken anything from you? If you are in this music industry signed to a label, the stock drum patterns is public files. You understand what I'm saying? The stock drum patterns will be in a drum machine. You get me? You get me? If your DAW come with MIDI files, it will be in there. You understand me now? So what have I taken from you? What have I stolen from you? Nothing. Nothing. You had a hit. I like that drum pattern because that drum pattern complement the other instruments on top of it. The instruments on top of it complement your lyrical voice, your lyrics. You feel what I'm saying? You get it now? Dumbasses. Alright, we got a nice pad on here. Now I wanna see what other sound I could lay under or on top of that pad with the same chord. You get what I'm saying? With the same chord. It may be in a higher pitch, but it's the same chord I'm gonna use to fulfill the sound and to bring different sounds into the main, the main part of the beat. You get what I'm saying? That's the main part of it. Like I said, I don't wanna. Well, let's try a guitar. Let's try a guitar and see what they're gonna sound like. And I know I would want my guitar deep. I would want it deep. So if we're rolling with a guitar, an acoustic guitar, I'm gonna transpose down. I'm not gonna transpose up. You feel what I'm saying? I would transpose up for the melody if I'm gonna use that. If I'm gonna use that as a the melody to lay over top of everything. But this would be the guitar, and I gotta change the EQ, so give me a second. Let me put the EQ on guitar. All right, now this is what the chord would sound as a guitar. And that could be considered a bass. You feel what I'm saying? I could, instead of putting that in the instrument folder pack, I can put that in the bass folder pack. You see what I'm saying? That's like a bass, and I really don't want to lower that anymore. That's a good sounding bass right there. So you know what's next on that, right? Go on, cut that off. Go on, excuse me. Unclick record and monitoring, and click on transform to audio track. Leave all the checks I have already preset it. Leave them like it is. Press OK. Let it go through. Now I bring this down, and I will label this a layer. You feel what I'm saying? I will color code it. Well, you're right. I said you would be a bass, so I will put you in the bass position. Yeah, I'll put you in the bass pack, folder pack. I will label you guitar bass. I will transform this back into an instrument. I will mute it, and I will mute it now. Now that sound about level right to me. That sound about level right till I get to the point where I have to add effects. I get to the point that I'm mixing down. That sound about right for this part of this production I'm putting together. Now what I do, you got what I'm saying. Like I said, I made Personas an instrument track. Now what I'm doing, going back into Personas, and I don't think I'm gonna use Personas again. I'm gonna go into Drop Zone, Triangle One, or I'm gonna go into some old samples of my music. You feel what I'm saying? Of my music, you know, my instruments that I put together, and put that in sample one, and see what I could come out with as a melody. You feel what I'm saying? So what I do, yeah, I'm gonna show you all this. You feel what I'm saying? What I do is click back on this, mute them. You get it? I mute them. I unmute these. You get it? I unmute them, and let's see what we could pull out of Drop Zone. You feel me? Let's see what we could get out of it. What the hell just went on? What the hell just went on? Oh, that's what I did wrong. I get it now. All right, let's roll. Now I'm gonna show it to you after I chop this up. You got what I'm saying? I'll put it back on after I chop it up. But where we at? There we go. I shorten this up and duplicate it and merge it. You see it? You see it now? You see? All right, let's roll. This will be considered a string. So in my EQ, I'm gonna look up this string EQ that I made, and right here. All right, so hard that game go. Nigga talking out low. I know that game spit. Shit. That back. It's all alright. I know how my game happened. That. Now, what I'm really trying to figure out now, do I want it at that tone? You get me? That tone. So I'm going to play with it a little bit and transpose it till I can get the pitch that I want. And what I'm going to roll with is the original. I'm going to roll with that. You feel what I'm saying? In the EQ, I probably could, you know, pitch it a little better. But for right now, I'm going to go with that. And I'm going to bring my low end, you know, in more. You know what I mean? In more to the center to decrease the sound of it so that it will lay like in the middle of the bass and the lead. You feel what I'm saying? You heard the difference? Let me show you what I done. Now that's to me sound a little better. I like that because one is not thick. You feel what I'm saying? But when I turn on the middle, the mid filter, you heard the difference? And I like that. You feel what I'm saying? I like that. And really all I need to do is take that same pattern and I could lay a bell under it. I could lay a crystal under it and it'll bring a high pitch to it. You feel what I'm saying? It'll bring light, you know what I mean? It'll make it light more. You feel what I'm saying? Lighten more. It'll blend well, it will mesh well, but you could hear the presence of it a little better than what we're hearing now. And it's the same process, you know what I mean? I right click, I transform to audio. You got what I'm saying? And I bring it down to the instrument pack folder. I make sure it's locked in there. I color code it. Next, I go ahead on it and call it a melody string. I call it a melody string, and right now this is what we got. You just saw what I done? You seen what I done, right? Cool. Yeah, I already transformed it back. So what I'm gonna do is go back into PreSonus. I'm going back into PreSonus. I'm gonna look for a nice sounding guitar to lay over top of that. You know what I mean? It may be a what I like working with the mandolins. Yeah, I like mandolins. You got what I'm saying? Let me figure a nice guitar. You know what I mean? A steel. You know what I mean? No, I work with. I put a Spanish guitar in there. Let's see how that would sound. I gotta change that EQ back to a guitar. You get it? Did it not bring it up? Did it not bring it more lighter? And see, from that point, what I do, I pan them. One of them I pan to the left, one of them I pan to the right, and which one of them I want at that time to dominate your ear. You know what I mean? I put a little automation on it, bring it up or bring it down. You feel what I'm saying? And to make this a little different, you know, to make this a little different, you know, I may put a delay on it. I may put a delay on it. You feel what I'm saying? And it's kind of hard to hear the delay because the notes are so close together. So what I do, I find a gate. I look for a pattern. It may be hops. Come on. Now that's enough for me. You feel what I'm saying? That's enough. I don't feel I need to do a lot more. You feel what I'm saying? I just don't. I feel that right there should that melody alone should gravitate you and keep you bopping. You feel what I'm saying? So let's bring this down. Let's make sure it's in the pack folder. Let's color code it. Let's call this melody guitar. You feel me? I go into my mix board. I got the string, the melody string pan to the right, so I'm gonna pan the guitar to the left. You know, I got them panned at a L40, and I got the other one panned at a R37. You know what I mean? And this is what we hearing. You know. Now, the next thing I think about in my head is this right here. You know what I mean? I say to myself, okay, I like how that's going, but what are you going to do for the verse? Because see, usually when I'm cooking up, you know, you get me, when I'm cooking up, I focus on the hook part first. That's what I focus on first, because see, that's the meat and potatoes of any song, is the hook. You feel me? That's when usually all of your instruments are playing at the same time. So now that I like what I'm doing right there, you feel what I'm saying? I love that. You feel what I'm saying? I want to figure how I could take that melody, break it down, where in the verse it's not that consistent going through. And 9 times out of 10, the melody of the verse will probably be that Spanish guitar. You feel what I'm saying? It probably will be. So what I'm gonna do is mute the melody string, mute the melody guitar, and now I'm gonna just play with it for a minute. You get it? You get it? I like that for a verse. You feel what I'm saying? I like that on top of a verse. I flow on it. You know, homie, I go roaming. I sit back and I see things you don't know. I sat back, I hear things you won't know. To the grave, to my, you wanna be a slave? All right, I bring that down to the instrument pack folder. I lock it in. I color code it. I label it. Melody, verse, guitar, and I take it out that position and I bring it up under the lead pad. Usually my melody tracks are the last tracks, and that's what I do. You see what I'm saying? I do it like that. You get it? That's the bass. That's the pad. That's the melody verse. And these are the two melodies that will play in the hook. You feel what I'm saying? Now, what I'm going to do that makes me, this is what I know I'm good when I do this step right here. I know I'm wonderful if it blend well, if it mesh well. I know everything is everything is mesh well. And what I do is 8 bars is a hook, right? And 1, 2. So 8 bars is a hook. So this need one more on there. This need one more on there. I do it like this, and this will be muted for 8 bars. And what I'm gonna do, just give you 4 bars of the verse. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you 4 bars of the verse because see, when I bring the verse in, you get me. These both will be muted. So what I do before I even go any further, I structure at least 12 bars. You feel what I'm saying? So now, as far as the instruments go, I'm pleased. I'm pleased at the transition from a hook to a verse. You feel what I'm saying? I know I really don't have to do too much with the drums on the end part of the hook because it come in right. You feel what I'm saying? To me, it mesh right. I don't know what it would do for you rappers or you other producers out there. You got what I'm saying? But for me, it meshed just right. You know what I mean? It's a clean transition to me. You got what I'm saying? So what I do now, you know what I mean? I take it back to just 4 bars. You got what I'm saying? I what is it called? What is this called? Transport? Well, loop. I loop just 4 bars again. You got what I'm saying? Cause see, now I'm gonna get into the drums. You feel what I'm saying? And usually what I do, use stock drums. You know what I mean? Usually everything comes from out of Studio One stock plugins. You feel what I'm saying? I've made my own drum samples. You feel what I'm saying? I've made my own bass samples. You get what I'm saying? But with each beat depending on the time frame. You feel me? But depending on the time frame that I feel like putting into it, I want to go to the stock plug-in and pull some sounds from out of that. If I don't have a lot of time that I want to put into something, you got what I'm saying? I just go into my sample folder, you know, into my one shots that I've made, and I pull from there. You got what I'm saying? And you know, to give you an example of what I'm talking about, hold up. I gotta find that. Boom. Where you at? Boom. Boom. There we go. You're right here. And what I need. Yeah, NesBeatz one shots. As far as I feel right now, I don't need a bass. I don't need an 808 on it. I don't need another bass on it. I like that simple sound, and I can always go back into Personas to that same sound font, load that same MIDI file in, and add to it, you know what I mean, for some transitions in the bass. You feel what I'm saying? So nothing is lost. You know, a lot more can be created. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm gonna work on the drums now, and I want a nice, you know, I want a nice clap on it. You know, I don't want it to be a snare clap. I want a regular, nice, chromatic clap on it. That's about what I want right there. Yeah, that's about what I want. And I have to widen it out. Yeah, I really do. I have to widen it out. I have to cut the end off of it, because that was probably one of my lazy days that I ain't realized that I was placing this on the whole beat. You feel what I'm saying? I was doing this on the whole beat when I was supposed to have this done before I even broke the beat down. Mixed it down or anything, you know what I mean? But you know. And see, I don't like that. I don't like that, so what I'm gonna do with that is trim that a little bit, but bring that to about what? Now, I got my clap. I like that. Now I'm gonna look for a nice kick. And see what I would do right here, I would take, well, let's mute it and let's see what it sound like coming back round. So what I would do right there, because I didn't like how that sounded coming in. Now I like that better. I don't like that drum at the end. I don't like that right there. You get what I'm saying now? Now I'm gonna go look for a hi-hat. And I'm not, I'm not a very good hi-hat padding person. You get what I'm saying? I don't, them hi-hats something else, you know what I mean? They really do have to roll with your drum sound, and they have to mesh with your instruments. You feel me? So what I'm gonna do is try to make the best pattern I can make. You know what I mean? I could pull something from out of a MIDI file, but you see, I'm using my audio drum files to get the drums on here. You feel what I'm saying? So and I was always taught you don't put a hat under a snare, a clap. I was always taught that you don't put nothing right there. You feel what I'm saying? You may put an open hat behind it, or you may put a crash really, really deep under it. You feel what I'm saying? But your hi-hats should never be at the same mark of your snares. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about this right here. You see, this is my 2, but I muted it. This my 2, I muted it. This my 2, I muted it. This my 2.5, I muted both of them. You see what I'm saying? And now what I would do, because I want to bring some rolls in it, you know what I mean, I would make this more thinner. I would bring this in more, and maybe right here, if it's sounding right, anyway, that about, me making a beat. You feel what I'm saying? That's about me making a beat. I've heard, even in my head and even verbally, that I should add more drum sounds, to my production. And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You get what I'm saying? Because see, if those other instruments is carrying everything, and I can come up with a good drum pattern, I'm good. You know what I mean? I was always taught less is more and more is less. You feel what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with music, you know what I mean, you want lesser. You don't want a lot. You get what I'm saying? Unless you got some big production going on. If you got some real big production going on and this a big song, a score, SCORE, I get that, I get the multiple instruments, I get all of it. I get the ensemble. You understand what I'm saying? I get why you want all those instruments. Me, you know what I mean? I'm not saying my music isn't big. I'm not saying I'm not making scores. But what I'm saying to you is this right here. You got what I'm saying? I don't put a lot of time into something that people are not going to gravitate to 100%. You feel what I'm saying? You have people out here that want to listen to your lyrics, and that is what catch them. You have people out here, they not listening to your lyrics. They trying to hear a catchy beat. You understand what I'm saying? So me, how I viewed everything, you know, when I started producing, you know what I mean? Basically this right here. You ain't going to be able to cater to everyone. You get what I'm saying? And then when I started rapping, I started saying to myself, you know something, that sound good. You know, some cuz liked that song, and I didn't even put a lot into that beat. You feel what I'm saying? And he was a person that liked beats and lyrics. He liked both. He liked both to mesh. You understand what I'm saying? And I started just saying to myself, you know, don't overdo your beats. You get what I'm saying? Make sure they mesh, make sure they blend, make sure, you know, you mixing it down right, but you don't have to add a whole lot of instrumentation or drum sounds to your beat. You need a catchy pattern. You need to hit your marks where you need to hit your marks at, and you need some breaks in your music. You feel what I'm saying? But look, like I said, you know what I mean? We cooking up. You with NesBeatz, you with seeing 804 hosts, you with seeing 804, you with seeing VA. Look, I'm out, and I love you.